The concept of the Satanic New World Order (NWO) seeking to control humanity through the guise of global warming is a notion that has gained significant traction in certain conspiracy circles. Proponents of this idea believe that a powerful, secretive group of elites is manipulating the narrative surrounding climate change to further their own agenda of domination and control. While this notion may seem far-fetched to some, it is essential to examine the underlying argument and motivations behind this claim. At its core, the idea of a satanic NWO is rooted in the belief that a small, influential group of individuals is working to establish a one-world government, which would grant them unparalleled power and control over the global population. This group is often believed to be comprised of wealthy, powerful, and well-connected individuals who are driven by a desire for dominance and a disdain for humanity. By manipulating the narrative surrounding global warming, these elites allegedly aim to create a sense of urgency and panic, which would allow them to implement draconian policies and restrictions on individual freedoms. One of the primary ways in which a satanic NWO is claimed to be using global warming to control humanity is through the promotion of sustainable development and green technologies. On the surface, these initiatives appear to be benign, even beneficial, as they promote the use of renewable energy sources and reductions in carbon emissions. However, proponents of the NWO conspiracy argue that these efforts are merely a Trojan horse for more sinister intentions. By investing heavily in sustainable development, the elites are allegedly creating a system of control, where individuals are forced to rely on centralized, government-controlled energy sources, rather than being self-sufficient. Another aspect of the global warming narrative that is seen as a tool of control by the satanic NWO is the emphasis on collective guilt and responsibility. By framing climate change as a global problem, which requires a collective response, the elites are allegedly creating a sense of shared responsibility which can be used to justify the imposition of strict regulations and policies on individuals. This, in turn, would allow the NWO to exert control over every aspect of human life, from energy consumption to transportation and even diet. Furthermore, the satanic NWO is believed to be using the specter of global warming to push for a radical transformation of the global economic system. By promoting the idea of a low-carbon economy, the elites are allegedly seeking to dismantle the existing capitalist system, which is based on individual freedom and entrepreneurship, and replace it with a more centralized, socialist model. This would grant the NWO unparalleled control over the global economy, allowing them to dictate the flow of resources and wealth. In addition to these factors, the satanic NWO is also believed to be using global warming as a means of promoting a broader agenda of social engineering. By emphasizing the need for sustainable development and reduced consumption, the elites are allegedly seeking to break down traditional social norms and values, such as the notion of individual freedom and national sovereignty. This, in turn, would allow the NWO to create a more malleable, compliant population, which could be shaped and directed according to their whims. In conclusion, the idea that a satanic new world order is seeking to control humanity through the guise of global warming is a complex, multifaceted concept, which is rooted in a deep-seated distrust of powerful, secretive groups. While this notion may seem fantastical to some, it is essential to examine the underlying arguments and motivations behind this claim. By understanding the perceived mechanisms of control, from sustainable development to collective guilt and social engineering, we can gain a deeper insight into the worldview of those who believe in the existence of a satanic NWO. Ultimately, whether or not one believes in the existence of this group, it is clear that the narrative surrounding global warming has been hijacked by powerful interests, which are using it to further their own agendas and promote a radical transformation of the global system.